2021. And one of his burial wishes was to be buried in a car, not a casket. In fact, it was said he even ordered them to play his favorite music inside the vehicle where he was being put to be buried as he's being buried. I wonder what his favorite music was. And that was exactly how he was buried, in his vehicle, in the ground, with his favorite music playing in the background. Children. When his story broke out, there was a lot of questions regarding why he was called the king of Satan, how he became a native doctor, how he made his money, did he kill people for money rituals, and how and why did he marry so many wives? Was it an order from the devil himself? Well, the answers to these questions are very shocking. They will leave you surprised. So make sure you stay and watch till the very end, because this man's story is very interesting, especially how and why he became a native doctor. A little hint, he was a mass server in a Catholic church before he turned around and said he was going to worship the devil. How did this man, who was born in a Catholic family, raised in a Catholic home, decide to one day say that he was going to stop worshiping Jesus and follow Satan? Before we continue, don't forget to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share, follow, and subscribe. Simon Odo was a very popular native doctor from Aji Enugu Ezike in Enugu State. He was notorious for his 59 wives and numerous children. And some people even tagged him the King Solomon of Nigeria. Some sources even said he married a total of 69 women altogether, counting the ones that had left him, the ones that he divorced, and the ones that passed. But as at the time of his death in 2021, his wives were counted to be 59. And his children, well, depends on who is counting. One of his older children, who became a pastor in Anambra State, stated clearly that he could walk past his sibling today in Enugu and he would not even know that they were related to each other. That he himself doesn't even know how many children his father had. One interesting story about this man was how he married his wife. There are different explanations, but I think somehow these two explanations can intertwine. According to this, his pastor's son, who they call Mr. Chineye Elijah Simon, he said his father married some of the women due to debt. That these were women who came to patronize him, for charms and for medicine and for healing. And after he was able to help them, they couldn't pay the debt. And so over time, he marries them and brings them into the family. That is the account from his older son, the pastor. However, in a 2017 interview with Simon himself, he said the reason why he married this much wives was because whenever his newly wedded wife or whenever his recent wife disrespects him or insults him or offends him, he just walks out of the house and comes back the next day with a new bride. And when that new bride gets to a point in her marital life that she feels she's now big enough to talk back at him or insult him, he will marry another wife. So basically, this man was getting married to new wives to spite the previous ones. Well, according to him. Maybe some of them were the ones who did not pay debts after he helped them. But if the man is saying that he's just marrying these women to spite the other ones, that is believable. Whenever one gives them an attitude, he gets a new one. But then again, this 59 women in this time and age, in Enugu for that matter, I will not doubt if someone suggested that he may have used charms on these women. He was a powerful native doctor, so if he could make people rich and give people chance to solve their problems, I'm sure he had the capability to find a new wife every now and then. And talking about charms, this was basically how it was said he made his money. His pastor's son, who was not in support of his father's life, was able to beat his chest and say that his father, despite the fact that he was a Satan worshipper, and despite the fact that his father kicked him out of the house because he decided to be a Christian or decided to follow Jesus, he stood boldly to say that his father never killed anyone for money rituals. And Simon himself also said so in numerous interviews that he doesn't kill people for money rituals. If anything, when someone meets him to use someone else for money rituals, or when someone meets him to help kill another person, he turns the person down and then find a way to inform the victim that this so-called customer said that he was going to kill. He will call them over and tell them, see, this guy came to my shrine to tell me to kill you, so you better be careful. And honestly, that is a very good move. That is a very humble move from a native doctor like him, who is loud and proud worshiper of Satan. So it's like for him to be that kind-hearted to not kill people for money rituals. I guess maybe that's why he's well known and well respected. To say he was kind, that he gave gifts, that if people around the community did not have anything, they come to meet him. He gave food, his wife cooked for everyone, and he was just a very generous man. And again, back to how he made his money, it was said he sold these charms and solved people's problems. People who wanted money, he gave them solutions. He didn't kill people, but he killed rams, he killed animals, he killed chicken to appease gods. He made charms for politicians. The son said he was not going to call any name, so there was no name to call. But it was stated that the a lot of politicians came to patronize this man to get charms and things they could use to boost their politics game and hopefully win office in the government. So a lot of politicians visited this man. I mean, if politicians are your customers, there is no surprise as to why he might have had so much money, as to why he must have been so wealthy to the point he chose to be buried in a veil. And also, when they asked him how he took care of his wife, he did mention and he explained clearly that a lot of his kids are grown-ups and they have money too. They have jobs. His daughters get married to rich men, and that is sort of like how he's able to sustain his large family. I guess sometimes children are a good investment. That is if you're into charms. If you're not into charms, please close your legs and keep to family planning. Let's leave plenty children for those who have the chance to take care of them. So now, why was he called the king of Satan? How did this man who was brought up in a Catholic home, who walked in the mass, who went to church every Sunday to walk alongside a very known and reputable reverend father in Enugu State at the time, how did he suddenly take a U-turn and say that he was going to worship the devil? How did this man decide that the devil was who he was going to worship? Well, apparently, according to the man himself, he said something happened around 1962 or thereabouts. Something odd, something strange. He had an experience that changed his life and pushed him into being a herbalist. And up to the point of his death, it was said he never looked back. He had no regrets. Even though he encouraged his children to say that if they want to worship Jesus, if they want to go to church, he doesn't have a problem with it. It was even said he didn't want to allow his children to take after him because he was afraid that they won't be as kind as he was, and most likely might use it. Let's get into this man's story as to how and why he became a native doctor. Now, Simon Odo was born in the 1940s, and according to him, he was the only son, not the only child.